everybody. Good evening and welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole. I'm your host for this evening, Bunny Sugars. So everyone, I'm so glad to see you guys today. Go ahead and get comfortable. Start going ahead and hitting those like, share, and subscribe buttons, especially if you're excited to be here, just like I'm excited to be here because I missed you guys. So while you're at it with that like, the share, and subscribe buttons, and make sure you hit that notification bell too, because that's super important. You want to go ahead and probably just start dropping some emojis in the chat, especially if you're watching through Facebook and YouTube, because there will be an emoji contest at the end of the night. So while you're hitting all your buttons, hit those extra buttons too, so we can go ahead and just keep the party going for today. Now, if you're new here, welcome. It's nice to meet you. And if you're kind of returning here, hi, welcome back. We're going to go through some house rules as per usual. So if you're new, just go ahead and listen up real quick, because I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. So if you have a burning question that you would like me to answer for you, go ahead, and if you are watching through Facebook or YouTube, go in the chat and you can go ahead and ask a question to be put on the list. Now, do be aware, and it's very important to keep this in mind, we cannot answer medical, legal, or anything related to pregnancy questions. Those are illegal in some countries of the world, and in some states in general, and we can't do that. That's a no-no. So we're going to leave that to the professionals for you guys. Now, if you are looking to have a cheat code to life a little bit and jump the line, you can go ahead to journeyryanlive.com, or you can go ahead and down into the chat below, and there's a drop down usually if you're looking to leave a donation. What a donation does is it allows you to skip the line. So if you like to skip the line, you can go ahead and do that. And some of our choices for donations, you can select a quick read, a mini, a medium, and a mega reading. Now, mini, mediums, and megas are all untimed readings, so that means I can go as long as I want to help answer your burning question. And if you're looking for a mediumship, a mega reading is going to be your best bet 100%, because that is the only one that allows a mediumship to be done. So with those cheat codes in mind, if you're enjoying, what I'm doing here, and if you're having a good time at the party with all of us, go ahead and go to journeyryanlive.com/reviews, and you can leave a review for, how you like things. We like feedback around here, so that feedback part is super duper duper important. So with that said, that is pretty much the house rules. Just be careful about how you read, or not how you read, but how you ask the question, because we can't do legal. Remember, no pregnancy, and remember, no medical. But also, the more detail you leave in your questions, the better time and the more detail I can give you back in an answer. So with that said, thank you all for joining me this evening. I hope you all have been having a wonderful week so far, and a really good holiday, because we had the holidays over here in the US. So I hope y'all had a good time. And don't forget to go ahead and drop your emojis in the chat. And let's go ahead and start jumping into some questions for this evening, because we're about to have a good time, and I got answers for you guys. I'm so excited. I missed you guys. I missed reading. It's been lonely not being able to answer everybody's questions this evening. It might be a morning for some of y'all. For me, it's like dead of night. So go ahead and don't forget to drop your burning questions in the chat, especially if you have a question for yours truly. And fun fact, answering questions is one of my favorite things to do, and especially love and romance questions. That just seems to be one of my favorites. It seems to be one of my favorites so far, especially. And I think it has a lot more to do with the fact that I'm just a nosy bystander sometimes. But also, I like to get into the meat and the nitty-gritty of certain types of relationship dynamics. So if you guys are looking for that, I can also do that for you too if you're interested. So I can't wait to start getting into some things with you guys. And also, especially with the holidays, I do have some carrot for your thoughts that are coming up, especially with the holidays coming, because the holidays has a lot of, how can I say it, family structural dynamic weirdness, questionable things. Especially during the holidays, we have so many questions about our family and our friends and things like that. So it really becomes a huge topic of discussion, especially for us readers, about family dynamics and maybe some family things. So I'm going to be probably taking a lot of mental notes coming up, and I'm going to have more talking carrots for you, talking carrots. I'm going to have more carrots for you guys about topics like that. So if you're interested, drop more emojis in the chat, and drop more emojis in the chat anyway if you want a free reading from me later. So you guys, I want to see all those emojis because I want to make sure we're all getting it together today. And once we get some more emojis in the chat, I want to see more emojis in the chat. However, I hope, let's go ahead and jump into our first question because I can't wait to see what you guys have going on today. So Unique asks, the VA approved my 100% soon. Journey have me around and have me and around about timing, but things have changed but things changed. So I want to know if it'll impact me or impact for the better. So, okay, Unique, I can kind of go into this one about first and foremostly, will it impact you for the better? I do think yes, but I do think there are also some things that you need to complete or accomplish or change. There's something related to this where you may need to kind of take a moment and relook over some of the things you have going on. You have a high priestess card coming out as your very first card, which is a good thing. That means this is using a little bit of that higher knowledge. I think you kind of know essentially like this is going to be 100% what is going to help you. And because you're putting a lot more energy into this scenario, especially with this Queen of Cups, you're putting a lot more into it. Therefore, you can hopefully get a good result. Now, the thing here is, I think there's something that needs to be completed. There's something that needs to come together. So there might be a little bit of a paperwork or something that you're missing or not fully concrete on that needs to be readjusted. I see a readjustment, and especially with this Three of Cups card, this is talking more so about a almost like congratulatory, but then also like more of a teamwork aspect to things. It's kind of like putting extra effort in to getting to this result that you're looking for. So you have one cup here that you're bringing forward into this situation, and you're looking to kind of increase the amount of cups you have, because I do think, yes, this will be a thing for you, and yes, it's going to impact you definitely for the better. It's just that there needs to be a little bit more headspace into this scenario, if that makes sense. So if you're missing something, if there's something that's not on, and there I go with this bell of mine. Me and the bell are about to fight, but Unique, thank you so much for your wonderful question. And I do hope I was able to give you some clarity. Gemma says, you look pretty in pink. Thank you, Gemma. It's very rare you guys are going to catch me out of a color other than pink. Clarissa says, you look beautiful. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are too kind. You guys are awesome. But rarely do you catch me out of pink. And I think people in my everyday life rarely catch me out of pink. Usually pink in some denomination. But thank you guys so much for your beautiful compliments. You guys, that made my heart happy. So thank you. And let's go ahead and jump into our next question for the evening. And don't forget, guys, there's an emoji contest at the end. Gemma asks, can you see me making new friends and being more social at some point in the future? Oh, Gemma, this is an awesome question. I love this. So I think your answer is yes. I do see you being a lot more involved. Specifically, maybe, I don't want to say a specific group, but I do see you attempting to go out more and attempting to kind of almost like restake your claim into the world. And that's not like to say you're not already out here, because, you know, you might already be out here. However, what I do think is happening is that there is going to be this shift. So with this Nine of Wands here, this talks about your desire, especially to overcome the hurdle. Think of these kind of pillars in the back of this card as the hurdle you have to jump over. This is talking about the successful jumping over that hurdle. Think about it like, I forget what that one Olympic sport is, the one with the long pole, and you got to jump over the one giant pole in the air. Someone's going to remember it for me because I've completely blanked out on what it is, but it's just like that. You're working to jump over this big hurdle. And I think that sociality that you're looking for is that hurdle. However, because you're already beginning to plant the seeds, you already have it in your mind. The next part is the follow through. So once you're able to actually take your stick and make the jump over the big stick, then you're going to be able, Gemma says, That's what I'm desperate to overcome this. I totally understand getting back into being social is super duper difficult. I have that problem from time to time. I totally relate. It's something you just have to push through. In the moment you push through it, you'll be able to pluck all this fruit off the tree, especially with the Seven of Pentacles here. This is talking about that seed being placed, that drive is already there. And the more you go for it, the more you're able to benefit from that drive that you have. So I see this as, yes, being very successful. I do think you, though, especially with this Knight of Cups reverse, when something isn't going the way you want it, try not to get into your own head. Try not to talk yourself out of it. You need to... Gemma, I had more to say because I really, really love that question. I love questions like that. But Gemma, thank you so much for your beautiful question. And I hope I was able to help give you a little bit of extra clarity. So you guys, remember, keep dropping your emojis down in the chat. And Gemma says, thank you so much. You are so very welcome, Gemma. So I did talk about for a hot second earlier this evening, afternoon. I'm about to say the afternoon so bad, but that I did have some carrots for your thoughts in regards to the holiday dynamic coming up. So let's like throw a carrot out into the wild, shall we? The holiday dynamic is very interesting. If you live in the United States right now, it is our prime time holiday season, November to February. It's like holidays back to back to back to back. Now, this is going to be a lot of going to relatives' homes. This might be dinners with people that may have hurt you in the past, or family you may not get along with. And it's super important to remember that during this time, even though there is an attempt at this being cordial with your family members, there's a need for you to really stay grounded, but also keep your boundaries up. Because even though we're trying to be cordial with others and trying to have this nice holiday experience, even if it's to our own dismay, there's a need for you to remind yourself that your feelings, even in a situation where you may not have felt heard before, is still valid. So say you don't want to hug the sister who, tried to steal your husband or some foolishness like that. I'm just making up a scenario, y'all. But some foolishness like that, it's okay to say, you know what? I don't want to exchange that energy with you. I kind of want to fall back. And it's 100% okay to do that. You have to remember during this time that your boundaries are important, and you don't have to overcross those boundaries to be cordial with people. Me being nice to you doesn't mean I have to overextend my comfort level to make you feel better. So during the holiday season, just keep that in mind. Like, it's okay to not feel 100% comfortable. It is also okay to try and be cordial with those who you might have had an issue with, as long as you remember your boundaries and not over push your emotional limits. That's going to be very important for a lot of you this season, because we do take on way too much. And so that was a carrot for your thoughts. Carrots are delicious. They're nutritious. They're good for your eyesight, or at least your, in this case, your spiritual eyesight. Sometimes that the beta carotene, the spiritual beta carotene, is going to help you out in the We got spiritual beta carotene now. And I'm going to trademark that one, because that kind of took me by surprise. You guys think I have all these sayings in my head. I do not. They come off the cuff, unfortunately, hilariously, but beneficially for everybody here. So that was a carrot for your thoughts. And thank you guys so much for listening to me. So let's go ahead and start jumping into our next question for the evening. And remember, if you want to ask your burning questions, go ahead and do so in the chat boxes. Amanda asks, hi, hello, Miss Amanda. She says, so happy to be here. What can I do to calm this chaos that's been so heavy in my life? It keeps me physically sick. Ooh, my friend, I relate. Sometimes when you have that very empathic heart, that very big heart, that want to help everybody heart, it can sometimes backfire real bad. So here you go, Amanda. I think you're putting in too much emotional energy into these situations, and it's time for you. I'm going to put these in order. It's time for you to start cutting away. So we need to take this queen and we need to put her over here. You need to pull back your emotional connection to situations, and you need to learn, you need to go, cut it off, take it away, push it back. And that pushback, Amanda says, yes, I am a big empath. Yes. And you need to learn to guard that empathic heart, because the more you put into the situations with others, the less you're able to put into yourself, the more turmoil you will cause yourself. So this Nine of Wands reverse comes out at the end because you're not able to cut away, because you're not pulling back, because you're not saying, you know what, that's your issue, I gotta handle me. I love you though, but I cannot solve everything for you. Because you're not doing that, you're finding yourself in this weird, it almost feels like you judge yourself for not being there for everybody else, and you can't do that to yourself. Because even if you cut away, it's going to work out in your favor. This is a justice card upright. If you pull away, it works out in your favor. You're not any worse or any worse off of a person because you did not put energy into this, right? So Amanda says, yes, exactly. Yes, you have to pull away, especially when you know you are an empath with an empathic heart. Do not allow yourself to keep getting sucked into situations that 9 times out of 10, I bet you, don't even concern you, that people kind of just lean on you for a shoulder to cry on, and you just got... Unfortunately, I hit that bell, but I do hope I was able to help give you some clarity, Amanda, and good luck. Good luck, and thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful question. So now that we have a second, I want to see more emojis, because I feel like, you guys, I need y'all to show out. I don't feel like we have enough emojis. And so I'm going to like push you into putting more emojis in the chat, because here's the thing. If you win the emoji contest, you get a free reading from me. It's a fun time. You know, it's optional, it's fun, but I'm gonna encourage you guys to put the emojis in the chat. You guys are awesome. So let's go ahead and jump into our next question for the evening. Let's see. And while we sit and organize our thoughts and organize those emojis in the chat, because I want to see y'all get into it, I do want to also... it's Sagittarius season. We're going to get into that next. However, Clarissa asks, romance, love it. Any romantic for me in December? Hi, Clarissa. So I like romance too. Romance is interesting from other people, but it's really great when I get to look in cards about it. I am a nosy bystander sometimes. So the answer is yes, but it's going to come in a way that's a little bit out of the blue. This feels like a situation between you and another person that may potentially come faster than you expected. I think because you're expecting somebody, but then also you have so many doubts about the when, the where, and why. I think you kind of almost roadblock your own self by spirit a little bit. So you have a Temperance card. This is going to balance out your thoughts and your ideas. The answer is yes, there is someone coming for you, like full speed. But I also feel like you have a tendency to overthink what's happening and break your own dang heart. You overthink this to the degree of, it's never going to happen, I'm always going to be alone, I can't do this anymore. Don't do that, because someone is coming. But the more you breathe that negativity into it, the harder and longer it's going to take for it to actually happen. The more you talk negative about the situation, the more spirit is going to sit there and be like, girl, I don't know what to do for you. Like, you want this, but you don't want this, but then you're mad when you get it. And if I try and give you a hint, a taste of something, it's like, don't do that. Clarissa says, I hurt my own feelings all the time. It's a gift. It's a curse, my friend. It's a curse. Absolutely not. We cannot be hurting our own feelings all day long. We can do it at least once a month, but we cannot do it every single day. Like, we're human at the end of the day. We're going to hurt our own feelings, but you can't do it. You have to let these doors be open. And you have to acknowledge every single possibility. All these cups in a 7 of Cups, they're not always full of positive things. Like, this one's got fire in it. That could be positive or negative. I'm pretty sure sometimes you'll see this with a snake in it. Clarissa, I hope that was able to answer your question. I did have a little bit more for you there. However, I hope that was able to give you some clarity, and thank you so much for your gorgeous question. So Before that question, I mentioned something very important, and it's time for me to officially ring in. It is Sagittarius season. Hello, we have arrived. So we are now all back on our foolishness. We are probably mildly stressed and out of energy because the fire signs are tired right now. But it's Sagittarius season, and I felt like it was time to officially make my claim to my season. Even as a Capricorn cusp, I must claim my Sagittarius season. So happy birthday to all of us Sagittarius out there, because we fly and that's all right. So let's go ahead and jump into another question. A mess. Cat asks, what does Jeff want from me tomorrow? Oh, Cat, this is a very interesting question about what does Jeff want. Now, I would like to ask really quick, if you're still like right here, I feel like if you two had a relationship prior, I feel like he's going to be trying to almost barter with you a little bit. There's going to be something that he's coming back to or trying to take responsibility for, or maybe baby please his way out of it. I can't necessarily pick up on the exact conversation you two are going to be having. I think that is within my without or with X. Ooh, that's not within my mental power. Look, I got my words together. It's all right. However, I feel like there's going to be a little bit of a begging situation, a baby, please situation. He is going to try and bring you an offer of something. So this could be, especially with the cups here, this could point more romantic. Potentially, if this was a previous romantic partner or a current romantic partner, if this is family dynamic situation, because I'm not 100% sure how we're looking at this, if this is family dynamic, this would be a talk about repairing or rekindling something that happened, or just trying to apologize. There's a repair here going on. So I do see that very clearly. It gives the idea of an apology, I'm sorry sort of situation. So that's what I'm kind of getting from Jeff here. It comes off that way very, very strongly, like, oh, baby, please. I'm so sorry. I know that's a very vague way to put that. But this feels kind of vaguely romantic, so maybe an attempt to rekindle or apologize for past mistakes. Ooh, girl, approach with discernment. Not that it's bad, but you do have choices to make in that one. So just be aware. X's are X's for a reason, and sometimes we got to remember, if that's the case, we got to remember why. People can change, but you do be careful. So I do hope that I was able to help you, Kat, and I hope I was able to help give you some clarity. So you guys, we're doing great today. We're having a wonderful time. So let's go ahead and jump into our next question, and then maybe you'll get some carrots out of me. Emma says, or Emma asks, does Joe think about having a relationship with me? Emma, okay, this is an interesting question. I feel like crossing his mind is a thing. Does he think about it in full? I don't think he's at the point to figure that out fully. Your first card out is a full reverse. And while that's not necessarily a bad thing, it just is kind of pointing at the not looking to start anew or start within something new. So if we're looking at this as a new situation, this is also kind of giving the idea of not really. I think the thoughts cross his mind, especially with this Nine of Swords. That Nine of Swords being upright, it's like it's something he's thought about, but something he's just not committed to the idea of. You also have a Ten of Flutes, a proposal card. This is in the reverse though. So I'm thinking not necessarily thinking about a relationship right here, right now. And then also, interestingly enough, this drama card is reversed. So he's trying to avoid some sort of dramatic situation, dramatic response. There's something here he's trying to avoid. Does he, I mean, if we're looking into it generally, does he kind of have feelings for you? Not to the full extent needed to interact with a relationship or entertain the idea of a relationship. So I'm not seeing him wanting to push that super duper far at this particular time. It kind of comes off very hesitant, very standoffish. So I do get that from him. It's a little bit, it's like, I don't think so. And that's kind of what I keep getting over and over in my head. So my friend, I do hope I was able to help. Miss Emma. And I hope I was able to help give you some clarity. And thank you so much for your beautiful question. So now that we have a minute, and I'm going to keep it to, and I'm not going to keep it to a minute. I know exactly what kind of person I am. We're going to have some carrots though, because I have mini carrots. And also I've learned a recipe for like candied carrots. I figured it out. I'm going to make them, but that's beside the point. The carrot for our thought has more to do with that talk of family dynamics during this time. That talk of family dynamics also extends to a romantic situations as well. And what I mean by that is I've noticed a lot during the season, especially when it starts getting cold, your exes start coming back out of the woodwork. People that you thought you were done with start coming back. People who all of a sudden want this relationship dynamic. I think the fall season is a little bittersweet for everybody. It's cold, it's dreary, it's beautiful at the same time, but then we get into winter and it's cold, it's isolated, it's lonely, the very personification of the winter season. And so what tends to happen, or what I've noticed throughout my lifetime, more relationships start during the season or reconnect during the season. And I will say, be very careful with just like booming into a relationship or situationship during the holidays, because sometimes relationships can be seasonal. Sometimes, I mean, unless you're like into that and that's exactly what you were looking for, we don't judge over here. Be very aware of the timing and be very aware of with who during this relationship. It is okay to feel or want to feel that connection with somebody, and it's okay to re-explore feelings that you've had for a previous relationship. What you don't want to do though is literally lose yourself and forget why you two were separated, or forget why exactly things didn't work the first time. And if you don't see a change in that person, don't believe that this person just magically woke up one day and changed. So this is another time to just be vigilant, use a lot of discernment, especially when it comes to people. You can, again, be cordial, but also remain within your boundaries. And if you're not comfortable, don't do it. And if you're kind of down for, just a seasonal 10-second relationship, it's none of my business. Go for it. If that makes you happy, it makes me happy. So just remember to be aware during this time that a lot of emotions are going to run high. Sagittarius season is great for that. Emotions run very high. It's very hot, very cold, very quick, very fast. Just be very aware when opening up any sort of new relationship or situationship during this time. And so that was a carrot for your thoughts. It little tidbits to just kind of give you something to remember, make you remember, or just kind of think a little bit deeper on. Because sometimes I feel like we have thoughts in the back of our head, but we do kind of throw them away because we just like, you know what, we're just going to live this life and I'm here for a good time, not a long time situation. But sometimes we do need to sit and ponder a little bit more about why we do what we do. However, that was a carrot for your thoughts. And thank you guys so much for dealing and listening to that one. Wow. Words just kind of flew out really wild there. However, let's go ahead and jump into our next question that we have for the night. Jenny asks, when do you see my daughter coming back around? I haven't talked to her since last January. Jenny, that's very interesting. And I'm sorry you two haven't really been talking. I'm going to be honest though. It might be a little bit longer before you two start talking again. There is a Lovers card reverse here. Now, Lovers is not always like romantic male or like romantic like situations. It can also point to just dynamics as well. That love bond between one and another. That being in the reverse is telling me that she is not ready to come forward to you. So I do not think you're going to hear from her in December, nor do I think it's going to be in January. I feel like maybe potentially toward the springtime. However, I'm not seeing her reach out and make that contact right now. There is a very concentrated effort into not pushing this relationship forward. This is a little bit of this is an emperor upright, and sometimes that can point more to our internal ego sometimes. So this might be a little bit of pride, a little bit of ego, a little bit, I'm standing on my own business right now. I'm standing in 10 toes down to what I'm saying. This is a stubbornness here. So I don't think she's going to reach out right now, but I think it could be more so during the springtime season. April potentially, but it's a little bit unsure because minds do change. But Jenny, I do hope that I was able to help, and thank you so much for your beautiful question. You guys, we're doing lovely and amazing today. You guys are coming through with so many good questions, and I want to see more emojis because remember at the end there's an emoji contest, and whoever puts in the most emojis gets a free reading from me, and I'll just give you what I need to give you. I feel like all right, it's time for our lightning round, everybody. And the lightning round is go ahead and ask a yes or no question. Jenny says, okay, thank you, Bunny. You are so very welcome, my friend. So lightning round, go ahead in the chat right here, right now. Ask a yes or no question and I will answer it rapid fire style. So I want to see a bunch of questions. I want to answer as many questions as I can in a 3-minute time period. Go ahead and start asking your questions because I want to see them. I want to get through as many as I can. Literally 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So go ahead. Ask. Put in all the questions. I can't wait. I'm so excited. I love stuff like this because it's like big intuitive hits. So go ahead, ask as many questions as you can in that 3 minutes. And I'm going to answer as many questions as I can in that 3-minute time period. Go. I'm going to just keep cheering y'all on like a bunch of like a little cheerleader. Go. Debbie asks, will I move in 2024? No. And is there a future together ahead for me and Mike, please? Is there commitment coming like engagement or marriage for us? Undetermined. Amanda, will my finances improve in the next few months? Yes. Jenny, will Ron go back to work by January? No. Terry, is H interested in me? No. Debbie, will I ever marry? Yes. Kelly, will my grandson get a car soon? Yes. Cindy, is my friend Jay's relationship going to last with Kay? No. Niqua, will Dion and I get back together? Undetermined. Firefly, will Friday's meetup go well for me? Yes. Terry, will H and I be in a relationship? Undetermined. Debbie, will I meet a new love soon in 2024? Yes. Gemma, does Faye want more than friendship with Adam? No. Kelly, is my brother actually trying to help me? Yes. Amanda, will my relationship improve soon? Yes. Debbie, will I go back to school to be a flight attendant? Yes. Firefly, will I meet real love in 2024? Yes. Terry, will I be with a man soon before the holidays? Undetermined. Gemma, will I be alone on Christmas Day? No. Niqua, will I move to North Carolina? No. Amanda, will MD want to stay friends? Undetermined. Niqua, will Dion and I get back together? Undetermined. Debbie, will I be accepted in digital skills for women in tech? Ooh, also undetermined. Firefly, will I get a promotion in 6 months? Yes. Amanda, am I with my soulmate? No. Gemma, will I be with my daughter when she gives birth? Yes. Amanda, am I also an animal empath? Undetermined. And will I buy a house next year? Yes. Debbie, will I ever buy a new house? Yes. You guys, that was a fun lightning round. See, it's so hard doing the lightning rounds because sometimes there's more than one message that comes in. It's never just a yes or a no. It's a yes, but then there's a strong, ooh, there's kind of more. And I get so upset because I can't give you more. I got to just give you guys the yes or the no. But if you guys want to ask me, I can maybe help solve the riddle for you guys. So go ahead and leave those burning questions down in the chat. Gemma, you were fast. Thank you, Gemma. It's a good day. I'm very connected. We're on fire today. So thank you so much. You guys are awesome. And thank you guys so much for participating in the lightning round and leaving all those yes or no questions. You guys rock. And don't forget, put those emojis in the chat. And don't forget, if you're having a good time here, like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button, because you can find my crazy self here, my happy and crazy self here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. So if you guys like it here and like joining me, like I like having you guys here, go ahead and hit that like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And you guys, let's go ahead and jump into our next question. Cindy says, good evening. Just wanted you to know. I heard from my friend Jane. He's doing good. Oh, I'm so glad, Cindy. We are talking more and our connection is great again. I just want to know, is my friend Jay's relationship going to last with Kay? So I'm so glad for that update. I love when updates come to fruition like that. So I'm very happy to hear you two are doing better. And I'm so happy to see that. Now, between the two here, J and K, I think it's going to take a whole lot of work. There's a 3 of Pentacles here. There's a whole lot of work that's needed for this relationship to maintain itself and keep itself together. However, Cindy said, me too. Oh, I love that. However, there's not enough action currently being taken, specifically by your friend Jay, and then also by this K as well. There's not enough action here. This wand is reversed. There's no action being taken, or not enough. That's going to keep the relationship solidified and keep things together. However, I do see that there is going to be a part in this where there is a strategic decision by the both of them, or a mutual decision to just move on with this 3 of Wands and let things go. This isn't a bad thing, but right now I feel like they're both kind of in suspension. And I think the separation, or the departure of the both of them essentially, is probably going to work out better for them in the long run. So there is this Hanged Man, but this Hanged Man is reversed, meaning after they decide to move on from each other and, set sail elsewhere, things are going to become a lot easier for the both of them, and it's going to feel a lot better for them. So I think this relationship is probably a little bit more conflicting for them both. I don't think it's going to last too much longer. However, even after that separation, they're going to be in a significantly happier place. So I don't want you to worry too much, even if it doesn't last, because it's going to be, again, friend, thank you so much for your beautiful question. I hope I was able to help give you some clarity. Try not to stress yourself out too much about it, though. It all works out the way Spirit wants it to, definitely. So you guys are awesome today. Let's go ahead and jump into our next question. Let's see, son of squirrel. How does my friend M think of me? How can I be a better friend to him? That's a really good question. I think that's a great question. I love questions like that. So I feel like there's a need for you both to almost reconnect between something you both used to do in the past. I think there's also a communication that is missing from the relationship between you and your friend here. So with the 6 of Cups, this is talking about a lot of past energy. This is like very reminiscent energy of how things used to be. However, instead of taking action to do things like you guys used to, there's this dynamic of, well, we're in different places now. We're adults now. It's a little different. We're in these different life paths essentially. And it's almost like too much overthought about where you two are right now, as opposed to where you both once were. And I think this is coming into a situation a situation of feeling heartbroken. So to kind of repair this friendship, it's almost like if you two are near each other, or even if you're a little far apart, try and find something that you two can do together. A new bond needs to be reestablished in this friendship. So that has to do with a lot of finding new things you two can do together. If you both are gamers in any sort of way, find a game that you both can play online together and make that time for each other. If you two like books or manga or something like that, try and like do something at the same time. Get a manga or something at the same time, read it, and then talk about it. Find like an anime or something. I'm just going off big interests that I have. Let's see. Some Squirrel says, we have been making a lot more effort to do stuff together lately. Yes, that is the key. And also there's an emotionality that needs to be there as well. So as long as you're remembering to give empathy and emotions and let them know that you care about them, that friendship can still persist. It's just going to take a little bit more. Oh, I hope that was able to help give you some clarity. Just remember, bond building is the key, and those bonds are special. Some Squirrel says, got you. Thank you, Bunny. You're so very welcome, my friend. And I'm so glad I was able to help give you some clarity this evening. And so while we're giving out clarity this evening, let's go ahead and jump into our next question. Debbie asks, hi, Bunny. Would like to know what career paths I should follow to be successful, financially secure, and abundant and happy. Lost and confused now. Help. Woo, friend. I want to kind of see that question again because that had multifaceted parts, but I totally understand where you're coming from. So let's see. I feel like in terms of what career path, that's going to be a little bit difficult because I can't tell you exactly where you need to go. I can kind of tell you it's something that you've thought about before. It's something that was in the back of your head. It's something that you have a history in. Now, I almost feel like I hear writing really loud. So if you wrote at all, whether it be poetry, story writing, something like that, that's something you need to look into. However, it's something you've kind of put thoughts into before, but you just never followed through with it. And I feel like because you didn't fully, you had the passion, but you didn't feel like your passion was talented enough to do it. And if you know exactly what I'm talking about, that is exactly what it is you need to go. But I think there's a certain level of confidence that you need to start exuding within yourself, because I think you're more skilled in this particular area than you were giving yourself credit for. So that way of financially abundant and happy comes with realizing that the thing that you buried or pushed away from is that same thing that you didn't have confidence in. The thing you were scared to do the most was that one thing that was going to bring you what you were looking for. And it's not because you were wrong in any way, shape, or form. It's because your confidence wasn't where it needed to be 100%. And so if you think back in your memory banks about that one, and try and put the pieces together, because I can't fully see 100% what that was. But once you make it make sense in your head. Oh, my friend, Debbie, I hope I was able to help you. Sometimes we got to look backwards in order to move forwards, but I do think you'll get better. So I hope I was able to help give you some clarity, my friend. And thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful, beautiful questions. And you guys, we're having such a good time tonight. And you guys are asking such awesome questions. And I love it because I get to give so much more detailed answers. So let's go ahead and jump into one more question. Let's see what we got going on, Miss. Hello, Terry. Terry says, hi, is H the man for me? Will we be able to become something more to you? So that's a very interesting question. I want to see firstly, are they the right one? I feel like no, they're not quite the right one. I think you might find yourself a little bit disheartened by this relationship. And I say that because right now you're not very confident in where the relationship is, especially with this Empress card reverse and then there's Queen of Pentacles reverse. It kind of feels like you're putting a lot of oomph into this relationship there's a lot of lack of grounding here. And it might be because you are wanting more from them that they're willing or able right now to give you. And it's not because you're asking for anything out of control. I just think this isn't the person who's going to be able to deliver that. It's almost like you're pushing really hard. The keep it chill card is reversed. You're pushing a lot and putting a lot of expectations onto this relationship. However, what's happening is you're almost self-sabotaging a little bit because your expectations feel a little bit higher than they need to be. So with this Three of Swords here, it's coming into this heartbreak scenario or this heartbreak situation because your person that you're looking into may feel the pressure that you're kind of spiritually exuding at this point. So they might feel a little bit overpressured. I almost also feel like because they're feeling this pressure, they're not very great at communication, especially when they're not exactly sure everything that's going on. But I don't think, especially with this rose ceremony card reverse, I don't think they're looking to make this end all be all with you. And it's not because you're a bad person. They just might not, they might just fold a little bit under pressure. There's a need to just kind of back up a little bit and let the chips fall as they lay. But I don't think this is going to be the right person for you necessarily. And I also don't see this being the person. Friend, me and this Belle are having a time today, but thank you so much for your beautiful question. And Amanda T, congratulations, you are tonight's emoji contest winner. So Amanda, you have received or won a free reading from me. Yay! I said that like I'm not the only one on the screen right now. That's the crazy part. So I want to get a little bit soft. So we're going to go in with some hummingbirds because I feel like you need something a little bit softer. If I were to put a color onto it, I feel like you're feeling a little bit in the dark blues. I feel like you're just a little bit down. Amanda says, yay. All right, Amanda. So your first card here is a gentle touch. See, I knew it. You needed some softness today. Like the softness of a feather brushing your skin, be sweet and kind to yourself and others. Amanda, friend, have you been too hard on yourself lately? Have you been just putting a lot of external pressure on yourself? Because I feel like it's almost, if I could put it into a personification, you're just kind of whipping yourself a little bit. No, not a personification, but you're just kind of beating yourself a little bit. Like you're always, Amanda says always, Amanda, stop. Amanda, stop. You can't do that. If I'm not allowed to do it, you're not allowed to do it either. You have to be aware when you're pushing yourself too hard. I feel like you forget when you're pushing yourself too hard and you're not allowing yourself to just be a human. You're not allowing yourself to have faults. You're trying to over perfectionize. That's the word today. You're over perfectionizing something that cannot be perfected. We as people, we are incapable of being perfect. Perfect does not exist. Amanda, it's hard. It's hard not to, comes too natural because you're so used to letting everyone dictate what you are supposed to do and how you are supposed to do. And if you don't do that, you've always kind of been like someone's always smacked you on the wrist when you don't do something right. But you have to now start learning how to gently love yourself. So your next card here is a bird's eye view. Fly high and observe from above. Here you'll find a new perspective, greater understanding and compassion. This is talking about looking in the back of your mind and looking down at the events. Like take a sky high view at the events of your life that led you into being like this. Why were you like this? Why does it matter now? Like start asking yourself, why does this particular type of interaction matter to me right here, right now? Your task from me, it's a fun little homework assignment. Start talking kind to yourself. Look in the mirror and list 5 things about yourself that you like. It doesn't matter what it is. I woke up, my hair didn't look crazy. My eyes look pretty today. My skin's glowing. Start doing better by yourself. Start talking to yourself better. And that's where you start pushing along. My friend, thank you so much for being our emoji contest winner. Thank you everybody for leaving emojis. I saw them. I was watching. You guys showed out. And I'm so happy I got to harass you guys into pushing out those emojis for me. Thank you so much, everybody, for participating. And I'll see you guys in the next emoji contest. But for now, we have more questions to keep going on and answering. So let's go ahead and jump into our next one. You guys are awesome tonight. Kelly asks, hello, Bunny. Will I be moving in January, please? Thank you. Hi, Kelly. It's been a second. It's been literally a second because you were in the lightning round. However, will you be moving in January? I do think there is a possibility here, but I also feel like within that possibility, there's a little, it's like almost like a hiccup. There's something, it's like you start the car and it goes and it just kind of stops and it stops. That's kind of what I'm getting for this. It's almost like there needs to be a little bit more oomph taking into what is going on, because here you have this Knight of Wands here. This is talking about bringing forth the action, taking the action, pushing it forward. So there's something here that needs to be pushed into. You got a lot of knights on the board because this is your second one. This is the Knight of Cups. You need to go full steam ahead. But remember, knights are also the slowest movers in the tarot, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure I'm not. But knights are the slowest movers. So this is not something that is automatically going to come to you in January. I think it will. Kelly says, right, that's what's happening now. Yes, it's not going to be 100% in January. It's possible, but there needs to be room for the possibility because there's something more that needs to be done. There's more of a oomph, there's a push that needs to happen real quick. Reanalyzing, reorganizing, refocusing, reshuffling. Is I see a lot of discombobulation. I see a lot of confusion, and I'm feeling a lot of running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Try not to do that. There needs to be a structure made, because without that structure, you're putting the energy in it, you're putting the emotion into it, but we're moving real slow. You got two knights just kind of trotting down on their horses, and they're not really galloping away like they need to. They're just kind of breezing through. So we have to restructure. Oh, Kelly, it's so good to see you again, and I hope I was able to help give you some clarity. And thank you so much for your beautiful, beautiful, beautiful question. So let's go ahead and jump into another question. You guys have been so fun tonight. Firefly asks, hi, Bunny. Hi, Firefly. It's also been a minute, hasn't it? She asks, I walked away from the Aries to put a stop to his nonsense. How has he been feeling about this? Thank you. Well, I like when we walk away from foolishness, but let's kind of see where his feelings lie. That's always going to be an interesting question. So your first card out here is a Seven of Swords. I don't think he's fully trusting the situation or feel like you're actually pulling away from him. There's almost, I don't want to say it like this. I don't want to say it's like delusional, but there's a little bit of a, this feels, I don't fully believe you because I feel like you're lying. It's like I feel like you're not being honest. So in the regard of this situation, it just kind of comes off like he doesn't truly think it's over. So there's an Ace of Pentacles here, meaning there's still this desire to push toward the relationship. And with this Lover's card, he's still in the thoughts of the feelings. It's almost like a little bit of, it feels a little bit like a self-lie. I'm lying to myself about the situation. He is still very much having feelings for you. He feels like you're not telling the truth about really being separate. He's going to try again. He's going to try and get in your good graces one more time, or a couple more times, quite honestly. There is going to be this begging sort of baby, please sort of situation. However, he doesn't realize he's the problem. He doesn't realize he's a part of the problem. So I feel like what's going to happen is you're eventually going to just move on. You're going to listen to that gut instinct. Nothing's really going to change. You're just going to move on, and you're just going to keep it pushing because you're not going to want to deal with the foolishness. So he's kind of in this, she's not being serious, we're going to get back together kind of situation. And sometimes people just be all up in their own minds. But my friend Firefly, I hope that was able to help you. And thank you so much for your beautiful question. You guys, don't forget, since we're here, hit that like, that share, and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell because you can find me here every week. And all of my other psychic sisters and Journey Ryan himself. You can find us all here. So make sure you hit them buttons. The buttons are important, especially that subscribe one and that like one. Firefly, how big-headed you. I don't want to generalize all the Aries. I don't want to do that. But my brain automatically went there. However, some people be like that. Firefly, thank you so much for your beautiful question. And let's go ahead and jump into another one for this evening. Svetlana. Ooh, what a pretty name. Svetlana asks, hi, what to expect in love in 2024? Thank you. Thank you so much for your question. Let's kind of see what's going on. I think firstly, love is going to be a little bit not on a back burner. It's just going to be not something you're truly 100% like honed in on. I think it's something that you want in the back of your head, but I think it's something that it's going to happen when it happens. And it's one of those happenings when you least expect it. So I don't really see anything romantically coming towards you till maybe later in the year. However, with this Chariot card reversed, it's looking like it's going to be a slow transition into a new romantic situation. And I feel like, again, it has a lot to do with that is something that's a little bit in the back burner for you, because I think there's something here more so related to your finances that need to improve first. And it's not to say that you have a financial issue happening. It doesn't have to always be that. I just think that what's happening is spirit is like, all right, I hear you want relationship, but let's get some other areas of your life squared away first. So I think there's going to be actually more of a career boom coming for you soon. However, in terms of romance, I see something coming for you toward the winter season. So almost like a January 2025 or 2024 or 2025, but maybe even in that December time period of 2024. So you're going to end up more likely with a winter-esque relationship. And this is going to come after a kind of big boost in your career situation, and then you're going to hit that slowdown in the fall, and then spirit's going to transition you into a romantic situation. And I hear Aries very loud. So you might end up with an Aries potentially. We'll have to kind of look back and see at some point in the future, even though my brain just kind of Aries, Leo, Capricorn. Those are the three signs that I heard very, very loud. Thank you so much for your beautiful question. And I do hope that I was able to help. Amanda says, amazing show, Bunny. I think this is the first time I've been lucky enough to catch your show. You're an amazing girl. Oh, no, stop. You're going to make me cry. Thank you so much, Amanda. And I'm so happy I've been able to come here and make you guys' day and give you guys such a good show. That touched my heart. Now I'm about to cry before we get off air. Look, Amanda done squeezed the tears out of me, but thank you guys so much for your positive energy and all your kind words. It really does mean the world to me, clearly, because now I'm crying. However, I want to thank you guys for being here with me. I want to thank you guys for being an awesome audience tonight and participating in the emoji contest. So don't forget, though, I am not the only one here. Although you can catch me here every night, or not every night. Ooh, I don't think my schedule works like that, but every Wednesday, you can catch me at 6 p.m. here on My Psychic Connection for Down the Rabbit Hole, and every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can also catch me on I Am Human. If you would like a long-term or a long-form reading from me, you can find me on mypsychicconnection.com, and I am usually there all the time. If you want just a personal one-on-one reading with me, thank you guys so much. And do not forget, we have the lovely, the beautiful, the wonderful Squirrel. She's going to be on with Whispers from the Forest with Squirrel, and she's going to be on at 10 p.m. So if you just take a little break, go get you a snack and come back, you're going to get Squirrel and you get your astrology stuff. I want to thank you guys so much for your time, your energy, your beautiful questions, and I'm going to see you guys in a little while. Bye-bye. Take care.